Coming up on this episode of Admiral Ocean, we get an inside look on how our yearbook scored at the Student Journalism Convention. And we shine a spotlight on students who have been recognized for their academic achievements.
We take a look at how a GHS English teacher is bringing Shakespeare off the page, and how a chemistry teacher is teaching students how to separate metal from the mineral.
And as always, we'll update you on the latest in news and sports. All this and so much more on this episode.
Today is November 7th, 2025, and this is Admiral Ocean. Good morning, Gulfport High. I'm Johnny Blake.
And I'm Julian McHugh, and this is episode 9 of season 7 of Admiral Ocean. Thanks for tuning in. This past Tuesday, GHS introduced 69 new members into the National Honor Society and 49 members into the National Technical Honor Society. The academic requirements for the National Honor Society are the following: a 3.6 cumulative GPA or higher, 5 recommendations, a short answer question about leadership, and a character essay. You must also be a junior or a senior. The National Technical Honor Society highlights students' academic achievements in their 2-year CTE program. You must have a 3.6 GPA or higher, teacher recommendations, a complete application, and you must be in your 2nd year of your CTE program. You must also be a junior or a senior.
Congratulations to the Voyage yearbook staff for their superior rating from the Mississippi Scholastic Press Association for their 2024-2025 yearbook. This is a statewide recognition and a testament to the hard work and dedication of the yearbook staff. The Voyage staff also received individual recognitions for their outstanding work. The following staffers and alumni were recognized at the state level: Best Sports Photo Finalist, Maya Golden. Best Feature Writing Finalist, Berkeley Clark, alumni. Best Student Life Spread winner, Sophia Swanger, alumni. Best Sports Spread Finalist, Marin Alliston. Best Sports Spread Finalist, Virginia Ann Wolford. Best Feature Spread Finalist, Miriam Ozerden. Best Show Double Page Spread winner, Sadie Huffman.
College applications can be intimidating, but our counselors have set up a day to make this process feel a little less scary. On October 29th, 10 college recruiters visited our school at the Burn Jenkins Gym. The goal of this day was to prepare our seniors for college applications. There were computers in the gym for students to apply online, as well as physical applications. Students were in the gym for around 25 to 30 minutes. Thank you to all of our counselors here at GHS for this opportunity.
Next Tuesday is Veterans Day, a time where we as a nation honor those who have served and in some cases even sacrificed for our country. The Gulfport School District proudly invites the community to join in honoring our nation's heroes at the annual Veterans Day breakfast and celebration here at GHS. So next Tuesday, we'll be visited by many members of the community here on our campus to recognize local veterans for their service and sacrifice. Culinary Arts will be serving the guests a breakfast, and these honored guests will gather in the gym for a special celebration featuring performances by the Gulfport Fine Arts Department and the Gulfport High cheerleaders, paying tribute through music, dance, and school spirit. This reverent service will be the seminar for November for our AIG classes. We look forward to this event.
On Tuesday, the Gulfport High School Choir held a special concert highlighting 2 of our women groups, Viva Voce and Bella Voce, along with the women from Gulfport Singers and the Gulfport Madrigals. 9 songs were performed by the groups. The choir also held a silent auction at the concert with various festive items up for bid.
The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, was set to stop November 1st due to the government shutdown. This would leave more than 350,000 people in our state without the means to buy food, as they rely on the assistance to feed their families. In order to prepare for this shortage, several organizations in Gulfport got together with Feeding the Coast to provide a sort of pop-up food pantry for people to come get much-needed food items. Mississippians have always been some of the most charitable people in the country, and people living here on the coast are always going to help each other when any need arises. Elsewhere in the state, the rhesus monkey saga continues. Last week, a truck carrying 21 monkeys overturned on Interstate 59 near Heidelberg, Mississippi. 5 of the monkeys were killed at the crash site, and 3 escaped. The other monkeys were sent on to their destination. Rumors swirled for days following the accident, but more information now reveals that the monkeys did not have any infections or diseases at all. In fact, they were at Tulane to be screened, and once cleared of any infection, they were being transported to Maryland as the property of the Prelabs LLC, a biomedical research organization. As of this recording, one of the 3 escaped monkeys has yet to be captured. In national news, tragedy struck the city of Louisville, Kentucky, Tuesday evening as a UPS cargo jet heading to Hawaii exploded as it was taking off from the Louisville airport. As of the time of the recording, our source, WLKY News in Louisville, confirms that at least 9 people have perished, including 3 UPS crew members on board of the plane. Many people in the crash area of the city are still missing. The entire city of Louisville went into shelter-in-place conditions following the crash. Of course, an investigation is being conducted to figure out the cause of the explosion. In world news, Jamaica took the full hit of a Category 5 hurricane. On October 28th, Hurricane Melissa made landfall along the southwest coast of Jamaica with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, tying it with Dorian and the 1935 Labor Day hurricane as the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic basin at the time of the landfall. Massive rescue and relief efforts are underway and will take place for some time to come. Also in world news, U.S. President Donald Trump met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in what is being described as a landmarking meeting. According to CNN, the two came to an agreement on many topics from tariffs on Chinese goods as well as issues with the importing of the drug fentanyl. Tensions between our nations are easing up as China said it will take corresponding adjustments to its trade, moving us toward a much better commerce relationship with the two countries. Both leaders are saying they feel this is a good step forward for these two nations and their economies.
Good morning, Admirals. I'm Nate Coleman, and we have a lot of great sports news to share with y'all. Starting off with football. Last Friday, the Admirals took on the D'Iberville Warriors. This game had a lot of meaning to it because the Admirals won and have become region champions. This is the first time in 6 years that the Admirals were first place in the region. Now, we have stats from that game. During the first quarter of the game, it was pretty even in the first couple of minutes. But halfway through the first quarter, the Admirals ran a trick play, and Cooper Crosby threw the ball to Gervais Hills, getting the team to the red zone and at the 1-yard line. After that play, Cooper Crosby runs the ball into the end zone to secure the first touchdown in the game. This made the score 7-0. After that touchdown, the Warriors tried to get the ball down the field, but our defense held them to punt the ball and give the Admirals possession of the ball. Once the Admirals get the ball, they score another touchdown in the quarter with 2 minutes left, making the score 14-0. The second quarter begins with us fumbling the ball and D'Iberville recovering the ball just for Gulfport to turn over the game on downs. Once the Admirals get the ball, they get a field goal with just 7 minutes left in the half. Both teams continue to go back and forth with touchdowns. At the end of the game, the Admirals led 38-35, making them the Region 4 7A champions. This was a very close game. The Admirals are now 7-2 overall and undefeated in division play, being 5-0. Parker Nettles had 14 out of 24 completed passes for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cooper Crosby had 129 total yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Gervais Hills has 5 catches for 103 yards and 1 touchdown. And Camden Morgan has 6 catches for 95 yards. And our kicker Carter Platt went 5 for 5 on PATs and made 1 field goal from the 26-yard line. The senior night game was yesterday against Harrison Central. We will update y'all on that game in the next episode of Admiral Ocean. We also have our first round of playoffs next Friday at home, so make sure you come out and support your Admirals at 7 p.m. You can find this game on our Facebook page or our Huddle TV channel, and you can also find live game highlights on our Instagram page at WGTV.broadcasting.ghs. Now, here is Nolan Bridges with a look at the cheer team, cross country, and soccer.
The cheer team competed in the Camden Classic competition this previous Saturday. Thanks to their incredible performance, they came in second place. They also have another competition this weekend at the UCA Mobile Regional at 3:36 p.m. Let's wish the cheer team the best of luck. Congratulations to the Admiral cross country team on a successful season. The Admirals competed in the MHSAA cross country championships on Saturday, with the girls finishing 12th and the boys finishing 17th in Class 7A. Overall, the girls achieved a top 25 ranking for the third year in a row and the highest since 2017. The boys finished 41st overall in the state rankings, their highest ranking since 2011. The Admirals played against Pass Christian this previous Tuesday. The girls team won 4-0, with Ella Wirt having 2 goals and Ellis Hyde and Carrion Crosby having 1. And the boys won 5-0, with Adrian Cardenas having 2 goals and Carter Platt, Shaw Killebrew, and Cooper Riggins each having 1.
It isn't often that students are allowed to act out in class, but in Miss Sam's AP Lit class, it's encouraged. These students are studying Shakespeare, which many find rather difficult, but Miss Sam has a way to help students really get the text. Here's reporter Elizabeth Folk about how this class is making students take learning to the center stage.
Acting out plays isn't just for theater. It can be used for English classes to help the students get a better understanding of what these plays actually mean. Ms. Zam's AP Lit class acts out Macbeth in order to get more of a better understanding of Shakespeare and how his plays can mean a lot to others.
The best part of acting out Macbeth in class is just being able to interact with my fellow students. I feel like it helps us get an understanding of what exactly Shakespeare is trying to tell us and what he's trying to convey with the story.
Remembering the play or story should be best for students so they can better understand the themes that are related to the text. Acting out these plays could help students remember many things about the play and or story.
I hope that it helps them remember the story because question 3 of the AP Literature exam asked them to talk about all the texts and the themes related to the texts, and they just have to remember those off the top of their head. So hopefully by acting it out, they'll have like a real sense of the different scenes and different themes of the play.
Studying Shakespeare is important because it is a tradition that every English teacher uses to express the time period that Shakespeare writes his stories and plays. Shakespeare's work uses a bunch of figurative language that we still use till this day.
I think it's important that we study Shakespeare because, he's one of the greats of our literary tradition. And I think that a lot of stuff has stemmed from the stories and plays that he's written. There's a lot of lessons to be learned about kind of the time period that he was in, and it's stuff that affects us to this day. And of course, he also came up with idioms, which we use all the time now, so I think it's pretty cool.
Acting out Shakespeare is more involved than just reading the words out loud or even to yourself, because you know more of what is going on, such as the side effects and stuff happening in the background. Adding your own twists and voices while acting out Shakespeare brings everything to life.
Acting it out is definitely more involved than reading it. Whenever you're reading on the book, you're just looking at words. You don't really know what's happening. You're not really understanding the side effects or whatever, the stuff that's happening in the background. But once we act it out, you just see how it happens, and then everyone adds their own little twist to it, the little voices and stuff. It just brings it to life. I think it's much better than just reading it.
Teaching Shakespeare should be something every English teacher should teach, since it brings more energy into the class and it helps with students getting over the fear of public speaking.
Classwork can sometimes be a bit monotonous and a tough class, but our teachers here at GHS find ways to make learning much more than taking notes and reading from a textbook. Monday, one of our science teachers and students performed a hands-on lab to help them understand a complex science process. Reporter John Cochran has the inside look at what these students were doing.
Students in Mr. Cordright's chemistry class had the opportunity to perform an interesting experiment Monday. The students separated copper metal from a compound by utilizing chemical reactions. Students started off with a mineral containing copper. By mixing the mineral with different substances, they were able to extract the copper. Classes were challenged to think and engage with the activity in other students.
I think the labs are good because they teach us how to perform experiments, and it's just helpful. So I think it's also a good group bonding thing because everybody has to work together to perform these experiments.
The experiment helps the students better understand stoichiometry, the calculation of the amounts of a chemical reaction's substances. The techniques they used and learned at the activity have useful applications.
It's a process that we do in the private sector to get things like copper and iron out of the ground, and we have to get it out of the mineral so we can use it to have our metal for our wires and our steel beams.
The class looks forward to doing more activities such as this in the future.
Here at GHS, everybody has their own opinions, whether it's about school food or even the most random questions. So we decided to find out what you guys think. We asked students to share their opinions, and here's what they had to say.
There have been tons of debates about many things in the world, such as, is AI very dangerous to use, or the bans of violent video games. But there is one question that stands out among the rest. That question being, is the ocean considered to be a soup?
Yes, it has vegetables, meat, including fish, types of sharks, and it has salt water. It is a soup.
Honestly, depends on your definition of a soup, but if we're talking food, definitely not.
I don't know. I support both sides because there are things in it that like we eat, but also it's not cooked together like a soup would be, so I don't know.
Yes, I would consider the ocean to be a soup because it has fish in it and different things that you can eat as a food with a liquid, just like a soup would.
Yes, I do, because it has meat, vegetables, minerals, and other kind of seasonings such as salt and sea salt.
One of the most commonly used school materials is the wooden pencil. It's been a staple in students' school life throughout the many years. However, some students may not prefer the wooden pencil. Rather, some students may prefer the mechanical pencil. This would spark the debate of which of the two pencil types is better to use in class.
I like mechanical because they're better.
Mechanical because you don't have to worry about sharpening them.
Mechanical, they're just better quality.
I think mechanical.
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 I think it's a wooden pencil because every time I got a mechanical pencil, it breaks every time I be trying to write.
I think mechanical is better.
I think mechanical pencil is better.
I feel like mechanical pencil is better. Mechanical pencils are better because you don't have to, it's more reliable.
We all have preferences about many things in life, especially food. We were curious to find out if students found either chicken nuggets or french fries to be more enjoyable to eat.
Me personally, I think chicken nuggets is better because you get a more variety of meat, and then the french fry is just like small and you don't really get to eat much. So I think overall chicken nuggets is better.
Chicken nuggets, but I like both. I just like both of them.
I'm gonna say chicken nuggets because they fill you up better, and they usually got more protein in them.
French fries.
French fries.
Chicken nuggets because they're crispier.
French fries because they're more versatile.
That wraps up episode 9 of Admiral Ocean. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube where you can catch all the episodes we've done so far in Season 7, as well as past episodes of Admiral Ocean. And don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page where you can catch live updates on sports and information about current school events. Let us know if your organization or class is doing something we can show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.